We burn so much coal in this country for electricity that every year that process generates, listen to this number, 130 million tons of waste. Most of it is coal ash, and it contains some nasty stuff. Environmental scientists tell us that concentrations of mercury, arsenic, lead, and other toxic metals are considerably higher in coal ash than in ordinary soil. When coal ash is disposed of, often dumped into wet ponds. There are nearly 500 of them across the country, and in those cases, the ash can pose health risks to nearby communities.
We get about 48%, nearly half of the electricity in this country from coal.
Jim Rower is one of the top lobbyists for the power industry.
Coal is going to be around for a long time.
And we really can't get rid of coal.
We shouldn't get rid of coal.
Well, should or shouldn't, we can't. And coal makes waste. Would you say that the industry has done a good job of disposing of the coal ash waste?
We can do better.
Does that mean no?
Well, we had a Kingston spill.
That's Kingston, Tennessee, where last December a giant retention pool of coal ash buckled under the weight of 5 decades of waste.
All the power lines and everything have been knocked out.
1 billion gallons of muck shot into the Emery River like a black tsunami.
One person in the house, he's alive.
Engulfing homes, uprooting trees,
Everything's gone.
and throwing fish out of the water.
No, don't eat the fish, please.
Residents woke up to an apocalyptic moonscape of ash bergs everywhere.
This stuff is just sitting there steaming.
The spill was 100 times larger than the Exxon Valdez, and it was all coal ash.
You'd never heard of coal ash before Kingston?
Never.
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 Wasn't a problem.
Well, it was a problem, we just didn't know.
The problem is, where do you put all that stuff? Here, the Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, dumped up to 1,000 tons of coal ash every day into a wet pond near the plant, slowly amassing a waste cake 60 feet high. Some of the ingredients, according to the EPA, arsenic, lead, mercury, selenium, cadmium, and other toxic metals.
You know, some people say that this is a poisoned meadow.
I guess that's, one way to describe it. It just doesn't belong here. It needs to come out.
Leo Francendisi is an environmental Mr. Fix-It. He was sent by the EPA to clean up this mess.
And in the wrong circumstances, coal ash is dangerous. Breathing it, that's dangerous.
The summer heat can bake the ash into a fine talc-like powder that can wreak havoc on your lungs.
And this is all coal ash right along here.
So while the government has never formally labeled coal ash a hazardous waste, it's being treated as such here.
Is that all coal ash?
Yeah.
As we left the site, we were scrubbed clean, as was our car.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Does this, every car that goes through the site goes through this?
Comes through this.
Gary Topmiller lives right on the river. He had a front row seat when the spill covered his dock.
Now, what the doctors did tell me was, get out of there. And I said, I don't have any place to go.
So how do you live? You don't go out on the water.
No, we don't go out of the house.
From the house, he sees scientists collecting samples to analyze just how bad the water is. The river looks clear, but Topmiller says that's deceptive.
Okay, this comes out of right here.
Right, it come right
and
off the
I
top.
should shake it?
Turn it upside down and start shaking it. And this is what the river looks like once that stuff gets suspended in it. And how they're going to get that all out of the river, I don't have an idea.
Most of his neighbors have packed up and left. Go down the river and you pass home after home that are deserted. The hubbub of children replaced by the hum of heavy machinery. Those left behind say the noise is one thing. What really infuriates them is executives from the power plant telling them that coal ash is as safe as dirt.
We have broken the trust of...
Anda Ray oversees environmental policy at the Tennessee Valley Authority, which is responsible for the spill. I asked her how toxic she thinks coal ash is.
I'd say that the constituents, the things that are in the coal ash, are the same things that are naturally occurring in soil and rock.
So is it like dirt? Would you say that? Would you say that sentence? That stuff is like dirt?
That ash material is higher than dirt in 2 areas, and that is arsenic and thallium. And we are monitoring those and the effect on the water.
So would you swim in this river today?
Yes, I would.
She later retracted, remembering the advisory.
We've advised people not to swim in the river where there's ash.
I then asked about company reports that repeatedly questioned the stability of the ash ponds.